Alright everyone, welcome to the second class trial. You know the drill since this is your second, and your seventh. But anyways, the rules are simple, which you should remember. Your goal is to find out who killed poor Glaceon over here. If you manage to find the culprit, you all live, and the culprit gets executed. But if you fail, all of you will get executed besides the culprit, and they get to walk scot-free. So, it is indeed the exact same rules.
Well then, I guess that means we should get started. What is our first topic?
We found a lot during the investigation, didn't we? So, I don't know. Why don't we start where we did last time? The murder weapon. I mean, it was one of the biggest mysteries last time. I mean, if that is what we all say we should start on, then sure. I don't have anything against the first topic, the murder weapon. I don't think it's gonna be as big of a deal as it was last time. But we still need to figure out what happened to Glaceon. She was such a good friend, and I can't bear to let this murderer get away. I don't think figuring out what killed her would be as big of a mystery as it was last.
Yeah, there was only one murder weapon, which was that mallet.
The mallet was certainly most definitely bloody, and what would make sense for the culprit to hit them with the spiky side of that mallet. I mean, it would do the most damage. No, that's wrong. Well, yes, but also no. What? Well, see, the mallet had blood on it, but not on the spiky side. It was all on the flat side. Yeah, that's what I thought I saw. So they simply killed Glaceon using the other handle. Yeah, so what? I mean, we already know the murder weapon. Why don't we go over something more important, like the sleep mode?
Well, no, maybe we should be suspecting you of all people.
What?
Why? Seriously? Okay, remember, so me, Luigi, Telltale, Mama, and Glaceon. Well, Mama and Glaceon had a fight earlier. I mean, this beef would have easily convinced Mama to kill Glaceon. I mean, that makes sense.
Oh, the fight. I forgot. Oh, so that's what makes me suspicious? Well, Goomba, I have to say that just isn't possible. Like, we can clear up Mama very quickly.
What do you mean?
She was one of the people who saw the body. Like, the Monokuma announcement. Anytime a person who sees the body, but isn't, like, how to explain it, but isn't the culprit, can count the body. Once 3 people see it, the alarm goes off and it gets announced to everybody. And that's how it normally works. And if Mama and Tattletale saw it, that means they just can't be the culprit.
Man, I thought I had this case figured out in swift speed.
We're in the clear. That's good to know. Yeah, Yeah, thanks for clearing our name, but I'm sorry for going rogue. Again. Well, now we only have 12 suspects. We immediately cleared off 2. Wait, you just thought, kind of just made me think of something. So wait, Mama and Tattletale were the only 2 who saw the body, and you said there was 3 that has to go off for the Monokuma announcement? Yep. Oh, wait. Are you saying someone here had ought to seen the body, but didn't bother to say anything?
It is logically impossible for only 2 people and to see the body and the Monokuma announcement go off.
Yes, so someone else in your group must have seen the body. Excluding the killer, that is. Cubs, shut up. Don't be giving them hints. Apologies, Father. It is their fault.
You want...
Okay, take a break, y'all. Let's just continue going. Don't say anything more.
Fine, I wasn't part of this anyway.
So wait, who else saw the body then? If they just confess and say we were the 3rd person to see the body, then that technically means we can clear that person of suspicion too.
Yeah, so why don't you just sell yourself out, whoever you...
Now respond. Doesn't seem like they're going to give away their identity that easily.
But it would clear them of suspicion.
I don't think it matters right now. I think what we should do is continue with the subject at hand. We have no way of knowing who, at the moment, could have done it, So we just kinda have to continue on. Well, could we go on to the subject I was mentioning with the sleep motive list? Oh, right. I guess we can discuss that. With the sleep motive, one person would fall asleep per hour, and then that person will wake back up for the next, during the next hour. Doesn't that mean Glaceon fell asleep, and then she got hit by the motive, and that's how she died. She couldn't do anything to fight back.
No, that's wrong.
Telltale, it's not entirely possible. Oh? Well, here. I have the sleep motive list with me. You brought it with you? I mean, yeah, it's evidence. Here. See, this is everyone from yesterday, and this is everyone today. Glaceon isn't on this list at all. Like, at all? Zero? Nope, not once. Same with Mama. She's not on this list either. Yeah, I guess I didn't fall asleep.
Well, then what's the...
This one we shall answer. The sleep motive is random. So, it always just picks a random student, as long as it's not the same as the last. So the fact that your brown little Furby over there and the Glaceon didn't get hit by the motive isn't a big surprise. What did I just say about shutting up? I did not say anything, father. So Glaceon never fell asleep. She just died generally, right? Yes, but she was awake this morning, so she must not have died long ago. So, see, Glaceon never fell asleep. Pardon me for a second. Luigi, you know Glaceon could have still fallen asleep.
But we have evidence that that could not happen.
Well, I have evidence of my own that could prove she didn't.
What? How?
Although Glaceon's name wasn't on the sleep motive list, it doesn't mean she didn't fall asleep. Anyone could have written on that piece of paper, which means her name could have easily been faked.
No.
Ow, why?
You know, because of one little thing. Because what if the people on the sleep motive list confirm that they were indeed asleep that hour? And then there's no way it could have been faked.
But there's no other way Glaceon could have fallen asleep.
No other way? No, that's wrong. I guess that works. I wanted him to fall off, but whatever.
Now remember, Q, there's one piece of evidence that proves you're wrong. And what might that be? Well, simple. This paralysis antidote. The what? The paralysis antidote. I found a strange little chemical behind a certain few objects with Quirrell and Mon. Well, actually, Luigi found it. We didn't notice it until he arrived. Yes, but what's weird about this is when it gets put into someone, they lose paralysis, and they lose all control of their body functions. So basically, they fall asleep. Damn gone. Why the hell would someone use something like that? It must have been used for something. If it's true only the three of you saw it, then the culprit must have been really good or detention. Maybe.
You know, with this piece of evidence, maybe that might help us clear up another piece of evidence we found that doesn't make much sense.
Another piece of evidence?
Yeah. Hey.
While me, Squirtle, and Junior were investigating the first floor of this, we found a random glass on the cafeteria table. A glass? Was it not there before or something? No, it was not there before, thanks to Luigi pointing it out. He fell asleep in the cafeteria, so he knew what changed and what didn't. And what exactly about this kind of strikes you as interesting, Lancer? I was just thinking that maybe the culprit put the antidote inside of the drink, and then Glaceon drank it, and that's how she got paralyzed. That's how the poison got into her.
No, that's wrong. Wait. Yeah, it's possible, but no, I don't believe it.
Why? It makes logical sense.
But the Monokuma file it contradicts it.
The Monokuma file?
Yes, let me see.
Right here, that extra injury, that one little speck on her arm.
Yeah, what about it?
You know, it's just been striking interesting to me. I've been pondering as to why it's there for quite a while now, and I just can't think of a reason. Until now. What if someone put that antidote inside of her via insertation?
Insertation? What do you mean?
Like a syringe. Like someone poked her arm and put it into her. Are you crazy, Louis? What? No, I'm just saying it's possible. We didn't find anything like a syringe. But still, you know, we should trust Luigi. He is incredibly smart, and he may be right. I don't know.
Well, you know, it could. He may be right.
Yeah, I guess Luigi is smart. Maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But I guess we're stuck. Well, Papa, looking at this, it seems like we have a split. Oh, we do now? A split?
Oh dear.
Well, guess we're gonna do another scrum debate. Oh, god damn it. Everyone pick a side on what do you believe happened to Glaceon. And I want everyone to join. Don't you dare sit out this time. Fine. You believe Glaceon fell asleep, but I forced the antidote into her? Goomba.
Of course, I mean, what else do we have to go on? We know she didn't get hit by the sleep motive.
But the sleep motive could have easily been faked. I'll do it. No, it can't have been faked, because if everyone agrees they indeed fell asleep, then it can't be. But we saw the drink, Luigi. Why would the antidote have just been put in the drink? Mama. Well, because that would be too obvious, though. Plus, there are other ways to get inside of her body besides the drink. Luigi fell asleep in the cafeteria, didn't he? Of course he wouldn't have noticed if someone put the antidote into the drink, or if Glaceon even drank it. Spam turn. Now, I don't think that is possible, because that would be super sketchy, and Luigi would have clearly noticed a difference. But we don't know of any other ways it could have gone into Glaceon's body. Tattletale. But no, we have the Monokuma file. That hole got on her arm, got there for somehow. But we never found any syringes while we were investigating. Mimikyu. Well, there doesn't have to be. The culprit could have hit it like they did the antidote.
Well, if there's no syringe in the first place, the first option is obviously the right one.
I'll do it. No, that must be wrong. It makes no sense. This is our answer. I'm sticking by my theory. I am certain it was a syringe.
No, it's not possible. It makes no sense. There is no syringe. It has to be a drink.
This argument is still going on. I'm getting bored. Can we move on to the next subject? I agree with him.
What?
I think we should. At the moment, it's impossible to figure out who could have done it. See, although the drink theory makes sense, we don't have proof that actually happened. And Luigi, although there is no syringe, it also explains why that hole on her arm is there. This is evenly split, and we can't decide at the moment. So, what do you suggest we do? Move on to the next subject. Right now, all we need to know is that Glaceon indeed got drugged by the antidote, not how. So now we just have to figure out what ended up happening after she got drugged. I think we can do that. Where do we start? Well, let's just assume that if the drink theory is correct, that somehow Glaceon got knocked out in the cafeteria. How did she get to the fun room then? Ooh, good theory. I guess we don't know the answer for sure, but we don't have a choice. Let's see if we can figure this out. If Glaceon got knocked out by the antidote, how did she move from one area to the other? The culprit probably did it. They moved her themselves. Probably to move them to a room that was more safer and less in the open so they would get caught. But how did they get carried? Maybe they carried them with their own hands. That would be way too obvious and make it easy for them to spot.
Well, then maybe they covered Glaceon up in something, like a rag.
I agree with that. Goomba, the rag. The one you and Ralshay found in the laundry room.
Oh, yeah.
That rag? You think that actually did it? Potentially. That might have been what was used to carry Glaceon. They wrapped her up in the rag and carried her from Destination A to Destination B, aka wherever she got knocked out to the fun room.
Potentially.
Okay, what next?
Well, why would they tie up Glaceon? How about that? That works for me. It is another confusing bit.
Why exactly would the culprit need to tie up Glaceon?
It is unclear why at the moment, and it is confusing.
Maybe Glaceon was tied up. Probably for safety, trying to fake the crime. I do not believe it is fake evidence. Well, if Glaceon was drugged, the drug was probably wearing off. And that's what ended up happening. They tied her up so that she couldn't move when the drug wore off. I agree with that. Yes, Mama, that must be it. Oh, Luigi, thank you. See, if they would tie up Glaceon because the drug was wearing off, she would wake up. You really think? Of course, it makes sense. Tying him up like that for caution, it is reasonable. I can indeed see it happen, so that's probably why.
Yeah, I don't see what
Luigi, hold up a second. Manaman. Yeah? Luigi, you know, your theory is incredibly false. What? No, seriously, there is evidence that proves you are incorrect. How? You won't mind if I tell you, do you? No, I want to hear this, actually. Monomon, you really... Hang on. Here, let me show you what's wrong. Luigi, by your logic, Glaceon was wrapped up in the rag and then carried into the fun room. From there, she was tied up, correct? That's what he's saying. Well, that is completely wrong in logic. How so? Simple, because of one little thing. The blood trail. See, that blood trail, it made it look like Glaceon was dragged there. Now, that makes you ponder. If she was carried to the fun room in the rag, how did blood get on the floor? This also means that there would be no reason to tie Glaceon up because she was already dead. That's why there's blood on the floor, and that is why she was probably tied up. It was a fake, to make it look like she was alive, but she was really dead inside that rag. And it explains why the rag was in the laundry room. It got washed off with blood. Does that not make sense? No, that's wrong. That is a very strong theory, Monomon, I admit, but no. How so, Luigi? Why is it incorrect? Well, I mean, think about it. There's one little thing. Well, how about this? They dropped Glaceon onto the floor after putting her in the fun room, threw the rag away, killed her, and then dragged her body onto where they tied her up. Then they used the rope, tied her up, and then bam.
Doesn't that go against your theory, though? That the antidote, that she was wearing off from the antidote, so they tied her up?
A little bit. Hey, I'm not saying it's possible. Maybe your theory is right. You probably are. I mean, you are the smartest in the room. But of course my theory is correct.
You really think it isn't, Luigi?
I'm not saying it isn't correct. I'm just saying that there are a few flaws in it. Flaws? Tell me what these flaws are. Yes, the rag carrying Glaceon is a possible theory, but it logically does not make any sense. The blood, that blood trail, would not have gone there otherwise. No, that must be wrong. The blood trail, like, it must have been, like, faked or something. If she was in the rag, there was no way it could have gone there. Ow! Well, it did get there, Luigi. You can't say it didn't, or it got faked. There is no proof it got faked. No proof it got faked? I will cut through your words. That's it. I almost forgot. Forgot what? The paint can and the paintbrush.
Mimikyu, Mischievous found it.
Oh, that thing? What about it?
I'm saying it may have been used. The blood trail is fake.
The blood trail is fake?
Yeah, that must be it. Like, think about it. The paint was colored the same as the blood. And, Mama, you said something yourself. It didn't seem like blood, didn't you?
No, it didn't seem like blood to me.
Huh, so that would make sense. It's paint, it's not real blood.
So she actually died while tied up?
Yes.
I didn't pay much attention to the blood trail. Oh dear. Well, I guess I was wrong. Mom and Mom, So what exactly does this mean? You two said a lot of stuff.
It means the blood trail next to Glaceon is not real. It's paint.
Yes, and if it is indeed paint, then that means she was tied up and then killed, and that the antidote was wearing off. So she woke up, that's why she was tied, and then she died by the hand. Well, I can't deny it. It makes sense.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Well, I mean... wait. I think I just big brained this whole case.
You're what?
I think I might have just figured out something. Oh god, wait. Does that mean... What's the deal? Luigi.
Or what is it, Mischievous?
Did you not hear what they just said?
What, who said?
Luigi, the culprit just gave themselves away.
What?
Seriously, go back to what everyone just said, like just now. Seriously, the culprit literally just said who they were.
The culprit? Wait. Is she saying the culprit them? You're the only one.
Danganronpa.